what should I call myself? I call myself, well, right there, it's at the trend. Trend.
Trendsetter?
Trendsetter.
Trendsetter.
Shit, you know?
19-year-old rapper Set the Trend is a strong believer that everything happens for a reason. This South Bronx native dedicated himself to his musical journey after recording his very first song, only to then drop multiple music videos that would rack up millions of views in the span of just 1 year. His breakout collaborations with other Bronx drill artists like K-Flock, Dougie B, and C-Blu would help him pave a lane while establishing his own unique voice in a corner of the industry that's seemingly becoming more and more oversaturated every day. And Trend did all of this while contending with the tragic loss of his father and a close personal friend. So how has he managed to keep himself on course while going through the ups and downs of living life in the Bronx? And where does he hope his career will take him next? Well, you're about to find out all those answers and more as we embark on the come up of Set the Trend on our newest episode of Before They Were Famous. But before we get started, please remember to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications to make sure that you never miss an episode, all that good stuff. And without further ado, let's get right into today's story. Man, mans are stuttering and stuff. My bad. With Set the Trend still being so relatively new to the drill scene, a few of the finer details about his life, like let's say his real name and date of birth, have yet to be uncovered. But that isn't to say that he hasn't spoken on his childhood. During an interview with Audible Treats, Trend would reveal how he used to behave as a kid, telling them, "When I was younger, everything was cool, calm, and collected. Growing up on 187th Street in the Bronx as part of a Dominican and Trinidadian family with 4 half-siblings. Trend has suggested that he was a good student who aspired to become a basketball player and didn't start moving in dangerous circles until he got a little bit older, and friends in his age group began making their way towards the streets.
That was a bad kid at first. You know, I was going to school, regular shit, you know. But then I started doing shit. I don't regret out there actually, to be honest, but for me, I was just doing a little dumb shit.
Thankfully for Trend, he had nearly as many friends that gravitated towards music, and it was this latter group that Trend came to spend more and more time with in an attempt to get himself booked as a performer by tagging along with other artists to earn some extra cash. At the same time though, the stuff that he was going through in the streets would sabotage his better intentions, and before he knew it, Trend was getting buried under robbery charges that were steadily stacking up against him.
When did you join? You know what I'm saying?
Not too long ago. Not too long ago. I've been in for a minute now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like probably 3 years.
Gotcha.
Seeing the writing on the wall, Trend knew that he had to stop straddling both worlds and pick a lane. So he decided to dedicate himself to becoming the best rapper he could be. He explained to Audible Treats, "I realized I had a way out through rapping. I felt like I had a gift when I made my first song." Now that very first song is one that's been kept off the internet and hidden away in Trend's vault. And while it may not ever see the light of day, that track that he claims was a love song still inspired a then 16-year-old kid to get his act together. Unfortunately, soon after doing so, tragedy would strike. Just as Trend discovered his life's purpose, he lost something extremely important to him: his father. At 17, Trend's dad, the very individual who taught him how to be a man, passed away after battling diabetes.
Vic was fucking with my head. Vic had to chop his toe off.
Yeah, damn.
The shit got to his leg. I guess they cut it off at top, so the shit got to his leg. They had to cut his leg off.
Oh shit.
So to the wheelchair shit. That's when we really got closer and shit. We spoke and shit.
As devastating as a loss as this clearly was, the one silver lining was that it compelled Trend more than ever to provide for his remaining family members. And at this time, he was set on doing so with the help of his music. After releasing tracks like Six Packs, Trendy, and Geeking, Trend made a real impact on the hip-hop scene in 2021 when he teamed up with K-Flock for a couple of singles titled Flame 'Em and Whisper. Far from satisfied, over the next few months, Trend would continue to collaborate with others like Dougie B on EOS, as well as C-Blu on No Ozone Parts 1, 2, and 3. Now, as far as his relationship with K-Flock and Dougie B goes, they've actually been friends since childhood, and both of them would play an instrumental role in helping Trend establish himself in the industry. He explained to Audible Treats, "They used to bring me around label meetings, all that. It created visibility and showed me what's right and wrong. It also taught Trend how to reach for the stars by becoming his most ambitious self." But not wanting to sound like anybody else, Trend would lock himself up in his room, listening to as much music as he can get his hands on, just to make sure that he could alter his voice to sound like something that nobody has ever heard before. In fact, this determination to become one of a kind would prove to be the inspiration of his rap moniker, Set the Trend. after a buddy named Blood Diamond noticed how special he was and dubbed him with that handle. Since taking his earliest steps in the industry, Trend has not only found his name and voice, but he's released a ton of original material on his own, with titles like Change Up, Nevada, and his most popular solo track, Get Home. And the music video to that last one only dropped about 3 or 4 months ago, and it's already amassed over 1 million views on Trend's YouTube channel. And while some of that probably has something to do with having the support of Sony now backing him as a label and getting his name circulating like never before, just as much, if not more, has to do with how honest and open Trend is capable of being with his fans. Something that not every artist can do.
I'm signed already.
Oh, wow. Hold on. Does the world know this, or?
I don't know.
Cause this is news to me. Who you signed to?
Sony.
For instance, the inspiration behind Get Home struck after Trend recently lost one of his closest friends, a fellow rapper who went by the name of Nazi. Soon afterwards, he discovered Faith Evans' 1995 hit, Soon As I Get Home, and recognized that he had stumbled upon the perfect beat to express the difficult situation he was working his way through. Now, Get Home is the kind of track that can inspire others to overcome grief while also spanning both generations and moods. And you know, even though Set the Trend has been a part of several massively popular drill records, he plans on diversifying his sound in the near future. And I mean, the truth is, he doesn't really see himself as a drill rapper. He sees himself as an artist. And if he wants to take his career to the next level, he's more than willing to transcend the boundaries of genre to achieve it. Not that that will be easy, because mind you, Trend is at home, busy raising his son, while also treating Nazi's daughter as if she were his own. It's a real one right there.
When did you have your son?
I had my son May.
May?
Yeah, last year.
Oh wow, congrats. Congrats. What's that feeling like being a father?
Yeah, it's good, man. Just knowing that you got something to live for, you know.
Yeah.
That's what keep me driving. That's what keep me driven too, you know.
Got you.
His daughter, my kid. Those the youngest us. That's the younger us. So I just gotta keep fighting.
I can only imagine how hectic his life must feel right now as a teenager trying to provide for 2 kids while also establishing himself in the hip-hop industry. But so far, Trend has shown an innate ability to handle every curveball life throws at him, so if he's willing to bet on himself in terms of achieving his goals, I don't see why anybody else should doubt him. Will Set the Trend become one of the biggest rappers to ever emerge out of the Bronx? I mean, it's too soon to tell, but we'll be sure to keep our eyes peeled to find out what happens. I mean, after all, this is before they were famous. Thank you everybody for watching, and please remember to take a second before you leave to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications, which really helps us get noticed here on YouTube. You know how that algorithm be. And if you like this, please remember to check out other entries in this series, like our episodes on Larry June, Ice Spice, and Trend's good friend C-Blu. My name is Clyde Smith, and I'll see you guys in another episode. Oh, it's a weird salute. My bad. Should do it like John Cena or something. Anyways, it's getting too long.